Our last excursion to the oil-rich areas of Hoima, Chikuba and Bulisa painted a picture of the impacts projects such as drilling and the ECOP are having on locals in those areas. Women have not been left behind by developments in the sector, and many say the newfound income has led to a reduction in the gender-based violence they face.
At least.
For many beneficiaries, direct gains from oil and gas come in the form of compensation for properties affected by the projects. This was the case for Wilbert Agaba, a resident of Kakenda village. He proudly leads us to a sparkling new house constructed by the ECOP company in compensation for his former one that was affected by the project. For Agaba, the approach of ECOP was a smile from the gods. He says his life has been transformed by a new livelihood restoration program that is sustaining him financially.
But
Yet not far away, in Ruhunga village, the fortunates are different for 75-year-old Vincent Babuza.
Project ya Antwaire ebagete ECOP ya pipeline kuruga obatandikire hati myaka tugenda mukaga tibanye kiwakankora hogo kiona.
Babuza says that following a disagreement with the company, he is yet to receive any compensation for a chunk of land taken by ECOP.
Kutuyamba ito abatakasasuirwe batuyambe tanasono kole tuyambe batwale bienyini.
And he is not the only one. Kamanyire Zephania too is anxiously awaiting compensation for his land that was acquired for the same project.
Na mwaka guno batuseko nibaleta assessment ni tutekako emikono ku biwandiko.
Civil society actors propose a more holistic approach to assessing project impacts with increased focus on their impact on communities rather than persons.
Countries where oil and gas has succeeded, they have rather concentrated on project-affected communities. Now, unless Uganda creates a nexus between PAPs and PACs, in this case project-affected communities, should be thought about. Because right now, for example, the environmental footprint of the oil and gas projects are cutting across to areas where there's no oil.
Activists have also warned about the oil project's potential impact on the environment. In the oil fields of Kingfisher, drilling has been going on since January this year in an environmentally sensitive area, neighboring game reserves and water bodies. But the Petroleum Authority of Uganda, which regulates the sector, says the drilling rig used here is environmentally friendly.
In the oil and gas sector, oil spillage has 4 tiers. There's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. So we have all mitigation measures for any eventuality of a spillage. So whatever happens here, we shall be able to try as much as possible to minimize any damage to our fish.
Overall, despite some challenges, activities in the oil and gas sector seem fairly streamlined. But what is the situation like in the rest of the extractive sector? For answers, we set off to Mubende district, where artisanal gold mining is a source of livelihood for many. Here, the conditions are less rosy. Many of the miners go about their business with no protective gear, going so far as manually purifying gold using mercury, a substance well known for its toxicity. This open-cast mining is not only injurious to the miners, but also damages the environment. The Mubende District Senior Environment Officer outlined some of the efforts the district is undertaking to minimize these hazardous mining practices.
To do other than about 3 or 4 things. One is continuous inspection. And our inspections are based on what we think should be done. For instance, mining in most cases affects the environment. There's excavation, there's going into wetlands, there's going into fragile ecosystems like steep slopes. That is what we monitor. And now when we monitor, the other things that come in, when people gather together, a lot of things come, social issues. So the community people have to go, the health people have to go to ensure that the health is fine.
The district officials are sometimes overwhelmed due to a lack of muscle to supervise activities in the gold mines.
Them to go and do environmental impact assessments. Now, when they do environmental impact assessments, we expect that these reports come to us, we do review, then they finally get a certificate. Now that the 2022 law permits them, let them get ready with their documentations. However, as Muvende, we do not have any artisanal mining association that has done that. Even the Federation of Artisanal Miners that I know does not have it. So as of now, we just stop at regulation. Of recent, like I think October, we went there and halted the activities because we were encroaching on a wetland. And that's the best we can do to save the environment.
District officials are positive that law enforcement in affected areas will be heightened to avoid degradation of the delicate ecosystems and biodiversity loss. Namaja Iron, Hakim Wampamba, NBS, live at 9.